Welcome to Skagway, the gateway to the Yukon. Skagway is located 90 miles northeast of Juneau, at the northernmost point of the Inside Passage. It is surrounded by enormous snow-capped mountains and majestic glaciers. Due to the shadow of the mountains, Skagway receives less rain than is typical of southeast Alaska. Skagway owes its name to the Tlingit word Skagwa, which means the place where the north wind blows. With a current population of 850 residents, this city doesn't seem as crowded as it was during the 50s. At that time, Skagway was known as Alaska's most hectic metropolis. Banks, restaurants, hotels, dance halls and saloons were in abundance. The original family, the Moores, who were the only inhabitants of this area for 40 years, lost their 160 acres of land to the men that flooded the city when the news of the gold rush reached Seattle and San Francisco. Because of the total disregard for laws and property rights, Skagway ended up being controlled by one of the most colourful crooks of American history, Soapy Smith. Today, Skagway is a serene and peaceful small town. It is also the home to one of the most northern railroads in the Western Hemisphere, the White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad. Alaska has more than 100,000 glaciers, covering approximately 30,000 square miles of land. According to the Alaska Geographic Society, a glacier is a perennial accumulation of ice, snow, water, rocks, and sediment that move under the influence of gravity. There are three components of which a glacier is comprised. First is glacier ice and the material contained within it. Second are the fjords, channels, valleys and rock features in which the glaciers are found. And thirdly, the deposits produced as the glacier advances, retreats and then melts in place. process in which snow becomes glacial ice can take years to complete its transformation. The density of glacier ice causes it to absorb all light and reflect any blue, thus giving the glacier the blue-white appearance. As glaciers flow, the top 100 to 150 feet form, causing elongating cracks and crevices, resulting in the jagged appearance of the surface. Air is trapped within the glacial ice and can be subject to 750 pounds of pressure per square inch. When the ice begins to melt and the glacier ice is carving, a popping sound can be heard as the trapped air is released. Welcome to Ketchikan, the first city. This fourth largest community in the 49th state is known as Alaska's first city because it is the first town that travelers reach when ferrying north. About 230 miles south of Juneau, this community of 15,000 inhabitants stretches along the southwestern shore for for several miles facing Tongass Narrows. The city was established in 1887 when a salmon cannery was built at the mouth of Ketchikan Creek. Situated at the conjunction of three cultures, Tlingit, Haida and Tsimshian, this community proudly features their Totem Heritage Cultural Centre, State Park and Saxman Village. Creek Street Historic District, Alaska's most notorious red light district, is a zigzagging boardwalk on piling above Ketchikan Creek. In its heyday, it supported at least 30 sporting houses. One of the main attractions of this district is Dolly's House Museum, which used to be the home for a very popular madam named Dolly Copeland Arthur. Today, the old houses are being fixed up and converted into small shops and businesses.